Hello, happy almost midpoint of NaNoWriMo. It is the 14th of November, so just in one more day, tomorrow is about the midpoint. As of this morning, I am at 31K words, which is not too shabby at all, although my initial goal was to be done by now. So not quite where I was hoping to be, but sometimes we have to revise our goals, and that's what I'm having to do with my NaNoWriMo. I'm still finishing up copy edits on the sequel to Twin Daggers, so I have that going on as well in addition to drafting. And contracted work, it has to take precedence. It's just the way it is. But I'm still really pleased with the progress that I've made, despite those challenges. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I will hit 50K by the end of next week. We'll see. I hope that your NaNoWriMo progress is also going well. Hopefully you're meeting your goals better than I am so far. Also, speaking of Twin Daggers, I get to reveal the amazing cover to the sequel this coming week. Very excited about this. It is definitely one of my all-time favorite covers, and I've really been blessed a lot by the cover gods before, and this one is amazing. I can't wait to show you. And if you're subscribed to my email list, you actually get to see it a whole day early. So if you're not yet, head on over to my website, marcykate.com, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, on to the walkthrough. All right, today we're going to talk about tools that can help you when you're drafting your NaNoWriMo novel. We're going to start with the word counter and / progress monitoring tools. There are actually several possible layers of word counters in Scrivener, which is kind of cool. I don't always use all of them, but sometimes I do if I have very specific goals on a chapter by chapter, scene by scene level. There is, first and foremost, the overall target, which you can see here. For this, I have my overall target. This is how much we've written in it so far. My session targets for Nano have been 5K a day. I'm not actually making that right now. That's my main target, trying to get there. But you can change this to anything you want. You want to say, for Nano, 1,667 words. You've got that there. Or you can reset things as well if you need to. It's already at 0, so not going to reset anything. And if you want to hide any of them, you can click these little arrows, and that'll hide them for you. They're pretty basic. This is pretty simple for the PCs. Mac has a little bit more fun bells and whistles, as usual. There's other ways you can access that if you don't have this on your toolbar. If you didn't add that, you can also go to Project Targets. And that just closed it because I clicked it that time, but there you go. They'll bring that back up that way. The other target is, if you go down to the very bottom of your screen, in the corner, you'll see this little icon here. That is a target. If you click that, this will give you the word count target for this particular scrivening, specifically for, in this case, Chapter 7. So I've set this to a default of 1,500, because that's generally about how long my chapters are in middle grade books. But you can change it to whatever you'd like. So you can also set it to 0 if you want. But now that I have this set, there's this little progress bar here. So as soon as I start writing anything, if I get enough text, it'll take a minute for me to just do this, but see the progress bar down here? A little bit of red starting to actually go up a little bit as the word count goes up. Obviously, it'll take a little longer to actually fill up the whole 1,500 words. I'm not that with dummy text, but that you see how that works. So you have this visual indicator of how far along you are in your scene and how much progress you've made and how much more you have left to do, which could be a handy little thing. As I did note before in one of our first ones, when you go all the way to the outliner, it's already on it, there you go, you can actually include that right here, the word count, the target, and then your little progress bar here, which is what I've done for that. So those things all are very helpful in that respect. The next feature I want to talk about is full screen writing. It's called full screen and if you're using a PC, or composition mode if you're using a Mac. And this can be really useful when you need to keep your brain distraction free. It is very easy to get distracted by the internet and lots of other things on your computer, but this will help fill your screen so you don't see those other things. So to enter full screen mode or composition mode, you click this icon here, and it brings this up, and you can, this little bottom bar here that disappears when you don't have your cursor over it. But you can change the scale of this if you'd like to. You can center it or make it left aligned, right aligned. You can change the width of the paper, however you prefer. And you can bring up the inspector as well. So you can have that in your line of view. So that's very helpful. And you can even decide how opaque or not you want the background to be. To get out of this composition full screen mode, you can either hit escape or click this little button right there. But there are other things you can do to format that. So if you want to change what your backdrop looks like, go to View, and then Full Screen Backdrop, and you can choose. You can either upload a picture or you can choose a color as well under Options. So you go to Editor, Options, you go to Full Screen. You can change these things here. You want the background, you can choose a texture as well. That's also going to upload a thing for you. Change the color for now. I'm going to make it a nice blue. And then hit Apply. Okay, and we go back here. My background is now blue. Now I made it solid blue. So that's how you can do that. And if I had uploaded an image, that's what would have shown back here as well. You can also, if you want to go back to this, the appearance thing here, under full screen colors, you can also change the text. So if you want the page, for example, to be, if you prefer to write on black on white, you can make that black, and then make the text white, or any color you want. White's a little easier to see, I think. And now we open this up again. Brown box. There you go. You got your white on black. And that's how that one works. The next one, somebody had asked about this on Instagram, was about synonyms in Scrivener. And it's a little bit different in a PC versus a Mac. You highlight the word, and in a PC you right click and go to related words, and this will give you a number of possible synonyms for this particular word. It could be a whole number of things. Some of these I've never even heard of. When more I think about cook or color personally. There's lots of different options that they provide there. Also have spelling and things like that too. If you're on a Mac, you're going to go to, instead of related words, you'll choose writing tools, then look up in dictionary and thesaurus. And then my final one, which is one I use a lot, is called the name generator. And this one, you go to tools in your top menu here, then writing tools, and go to name generator. And again, that's on a PC. It's a little bit different if you're on a Mac, but the overlay will give you the link to the video that shows you how to do that. This is a wonderful feature. It is so helpful because I get stuck trying to think up names all the time. We have extra characters and you realize, oh, I need to have this person in this scene. I haven't named them yet. What am I going to call them? Instead of, calling them that guy or guy 1, girl 2 in my manuscript, I need to have an actual name. So this is great that it's all built in, and it's pretty robust, actually. You can choose a number of settings here and generate them. You can choose either male or female, do female. You can choose the origin of the name. So they have a whole slew of options, which is pretty awesome. So if you're setting them in a certain place or location, you can make the name actually match that, which is very cool. Same thing for the last names. You can choose how many names you want to generate here. 10 is usually a nice default. You can choose what letter you want the first name to start with. So you want a name that begins with A. Last name, you can also say end with, and start with. You can do that as well. And you can have them have many last names, multi-hyphenates if you want to. You can also choose to display as first name and last name or full name. And when you're ready, you just click generate. And this automatically pulls up these names here. And if you like one or two, highlight it, click add selected to my shortlist, and it puts this here. So what happens is when you start putting these names to your shortlist, you can actually copy this and then just paste it right in your document. So you don't have to worry about having to remember what it was and just copy and paste it that way right within the name generator, which is really pretty fun. Yeah, so I use this a lot. I use this a lot when I get stuck. It's very handy that it's already built into this. I don't have to go look up baby name websites anymore. I can just use the Scrivener feature instead, which is pretty awesome. So that is it for our Scrivener features for today. But we'll be talking some more next week about some more Scrivener features that are helpful in backing up your work, because that is a very important thing to do. And I don't know about you, but I've lost work before because I didn't back things up appropriately, and not through Scrivener, but other programs, and it's not fun. So Scrivener has some great tools to help you back up your work. We'll go over that next week. And other than that, have a happy weekend and happy writing.